Hi there, beautiful soul, and welcome back on my channel. So, if you're watching this video, I guess that you're now pretty aware of the fact that dark entities and lower astral beings in general are able to attach to human beings' energy field, but to all living beings in general, because plants and animals also have energy parasites like we do. And by doing so, they cause us a lot of issues and problems, right? And so what I would like to talk about in today's video is why. Why is that they attach to our energy field? Why they do it? What's the real reason they do it? And so if you're interested, keep on watching. And so the answer to this question is not as simple as it may seem. And I would say that it goes on at least 2 levels of depth. The first level is the easiest and most obvious one. And the reason why entities attach to our energy field is simply because they need energy. They need energy to survive. And why is that? Like, aren't they able to produce their own energy? Well, the thing is that they have no connection, or at least they believe they have no connection to source energy, to God, which means that they think that they need to steal other living beings' energy to survive, which is why they need our energy. The thing here is that yes, they do need our energy, but they need it to be compatible with their own energy, okay? Which is why they push us into producing a certain type of energy, which is very low vibrational energy. And you know which one it is, right? Like all of the super low vibrational emotions and feelings. And this is also why very highly sensitive people and people with lots of traumas from this life and past lives tend to have the most issues with entity attachments. Because first of all, they're already a vibrational match to dark entities, okay? Because their vibrations are quite low, or they're also very easily triggered from an emotional point of view, which means that dark entities, can very easily trigger them and push them into produce that specific type of energy that they need. And so this is the first and most, obvious, but especially simplistic reason of why they do it, why they attach to us. But let's move on to the real motivation, real reason of why they do it, okay? And so to understand this, you first need to understand who you are, which is a fractal of source energy, a fractal of God. And pay attention that I'm not saying fragment. I said fractal, which means that you are an exact micro replica of God, of source energy, which means that you're not a lesser version. You are it. You're the full package, which means that you have the exact, all of the same abilities and powers of God, of source energy. Having said that, then what do dark entities have to do with this? Well, dark entities are part of the same source energy, are part of God as you and me. They're part of it. They're part of the same consciousness. The only difference is that they have decided to play a very significant and particular role for the whole collective, for the whole consciousness, which is they've decided to play the darkness that will push you towards the light. Okay? Even though most of them are not aware of it, like most human beings are not aware of who they are and what they're doing, really. And same it's for them. But their awareness doesn't change their role and what they're doing. They are pushing human beings from their childhood, teenage years into adulthood. That's what they're doing. Because it doesn't matter how of an adult you might feel, you're still a little child from an energetic point of view. And so you do need darkness. We do need darkness to push us towards the light. Okay? And let me ask you some questions. Have you healed and released all of your traumas? From this life, from past lives, ancestral traumas, collective traumas. Do you even know that you do have traumas? And have you learned how to control your emotions instead of reacting to life like animals do? Have you learned how to be in charge of your body instead of having your body in charge of you like animals do? Have you learned how to be a conscious creator, a conscious manifester of your life? Do you even know that you're the one who creates and manifests every single thing in your life, in your reality? Have you learned how to manage your psychic abilities? Do you even know that you have psychic abilities? Have you learned what your sexual energy really is and how to properly use it instead of throwing it away? And so I could go on and on and on with so many questions, but the thing here is, if you haven't fully integrated all of these things in your life, then yes, you're still a little child from an energetic point of view, and it's perfectly fine. It's fine, because at least now we know how to become adults, how to become beautiful, conscious, spiritual beings, okay? How to become the highest version of ourselves. And so that's what dark entities and darkness in general are here for. They're not here to push you down. They're not here to steal your energy. They're here to force you to heal, to force you to recognize your divinity, to push you into your highest version. They're here to force you to heal inside out and take your power back, claiming your sovereignty as a beautiful, divine, spiritual being. That's what they're here for. And that's why they attach to your energy field, because you're not claiming your sovereignty. You're not claiming your divinity. You're literally, denying it. You're not recognizing who you are. And so that's why they take over. They take over because you're not using that power. You're saying, actually, I don't have any power. I don't. I'm a nobody. I'm nothing. And so they're like, okay, then we're gonna take over. We're gonna take that energy. We're gonna use that energy for ourselves. We're gonna use that power. Because you're not doing it. You see? If you don't take charge of your life, if you don't heal yourself, if you don't work on yourself, then someone else would take over. That's just how this universe works. And in this case, dark entities are just the energetic side of this, because this happened in the 3 world as well. right? It's the same thing, it's always the same. And so now, does this mean that you need to keep dark entities with you? Of course not. Of course not. But you need to understand who you are. You need to understand how this phenomenon works so that you not only can get rid of anti-attachments, the anti-attachments that you currently have, but any future ones. And you can take your power back. Which is why I'm making these videos, which is why I've decided to make these videos. To help you realize that you have nothing to fear and everything to gain from this type of experiences, okay? Everything. You have everything to gain, really. Anti-attachments can be a huge transformational tool towards spiritual evolution. If you understand that there's nothing to fear, and if you stop seeing them as the enemy or as something to fear, and you start seeing them instead as a transformational tool. They're like a magnifying glass. They're literally, amplifying, magnifying all of the issues, all the traumas, all of the little emotional, psychological issues you have, so that you can actually heal them. You can work on them. You can release that trauma and move on, becoming the highest version of yourself. Because that's what you're here to do. Especially if you're watching this video and if you got to this point, especially so. Our beautiful planet is going through the most incredible transformation and revolution right now, which is the ascension process. The planet is ascending and humanity is ascending with the planet. And if you're watching this video right now, and if you're interested in this type of subject, it's because you have a role to play in this. A very important role. You came here to assist humanity and the planet in its ascension process. You came here to help. Which is why it is your duty, it is your responsibility to learn this type of knowledge. To overcome all of the fears, all of the taboos around this type of knowledge. To empower yourself and to grow into this beautiful, bright, spiritual being that you're meant to be. And by doing so, lead the way for others. And you can do this only by completely healing yourself inside out. Only by claiming your power, by taking your power back, by claiming your sovereignty, by recognizing your divine nature, your incredible and tremendous and infinite power as a fractal of source energy, as a fractal of God. Recognizing who you are, accepting who you are, embracing who you are, your divinity, is the only way towards freedom. Is your way towards freedom. And trust me when I say that as soon as you do this, you'll be free. You'll be 100% free. But first you need to do the work. Which is why, you got anti-attachments. They're just helping you. They're just pushing you towards that beautiful and, highest version of yourself. That's what they're doing. And so if you've got anti-attachments, I would highly suggest you stop seeing them as the enemy or as somebody that you need to fight. Fighting is actually the worst thing you could ever do, okay? when you're dealing with entities. Don't fight with them. Don't. Okay? Stop that. Stop doing that. And start instead seeing them as helpers, like very, very nasty, insufferable helpers. If you start looking at it this way, your whole perspective will completely shift, completely transform, and things will get much easier for you. In the grand scheme of things, of how our beautiful universe works, of how we work, they're helping us. They're very, very nasty helpers. That's what they are. And so that's all for today. I really hope this video was helpful to you, and let me know what you think in the comments if you feel like it. And well, I'll see you very soon in the next video. All right? Bye bye.